webinar. It will be quite fast because it's mini webinar. It will not be something like 1 hour. It should be less. Okay, but I would like to show you a couple of things during this webinar, including a couple of videos and maybe my desktop with some websites. So perhaps we're gonna need it. I'd like to start with one small video which is going to describe what do we mean by Internet of Things for everyone. This video is from Intel.
By now, you may have heard the term Internet of Things actually mean.
Sounds interesting,
IoT
but what does the Internet of Things actually
mobile,
mean?
home, and embedded applications that are being connected to greater compute capabilities and using data analytics to extract billions of devices will be connected to the Internet. Hundreds of billions of devices. As related devices connect with each other, become an intelligent system of systems. And when these systems of systems share data over the cloud and analyze it, they our businesses, our lives, and our world in countless ways. Whether it's improving medical outcomes, creating better products, development costs, making shopping more enjoyable, energy generation and consumption. Here's an example. Imagine an intelligent device such as a smart traffic camera. It can monitor the road for congestion, accidents, and communicate that status to a gateway that combines it with data from other cameras, creating an intelligent citywide traffic system. Now imagine an intelligent traffic system connected to other citywide transportation systems, which get their own intelligent devices, creating an ever larger intelligent system of systems. The really big possibilities come from analyzing the end-to-end across that system of systems. For example, intelligent traffic system detects massive congestion due to an accident. That insight can be sent to the citywide transportation system, which can analyze the impact on other city systems. Recognizing the accident at the airport and 2 city schools, it could notify those systems so they can school schedules. It can also analyze and derive optimal routes around the accident and send those instructions to the city's digital signage system around the accident. And that's just one example of that can happen when intelligent devices share insight with other systems, forming systems of systems. Regardless of the solution, Intel processors help you get to market faster and easier. You can scale a variety of performance, power, and price points with a
Okay, I guess enough of Intel advertising and we get to our webinar. So we are now very close to the next step of development for everything, and many people call it Internet of Things. So a few words before that, before we start about Internet of Things in short. So everyone know about sensors and actuators, and I guess we all use it in our projects. More and more sensors and actuators become available, and most of them grow in networks. Then another thing is that local information becomes global, and what you had only inside your home you can now have in a cloud, and then you can use a cloud of clouds which analyzes all these data. Then have people who work inside these, and we have new processes which were not here before. which lead us to better solutions. And this leads us to new types of devices for all markets. Almost every day we see now that this happens, and we see new devices, new types of devices. These devices start interaction, and new systems like connected transport and smart city start interacting together. And smart home and health integration start interacting also. It gives us current structures, but on a new level. For example, hotel service becomes real-time hotel service, and farms become digital farms. So Internet of Things market size in 2014 was estimated as 2 billion devices. In 2020, it is estimated as 8 billion devices already. And you can see the big red circle. This part of Internet of Things, the biggest part, is home part, the part of smart home systems. Internet of Things market share in 2020 can become $1 trillion, which is 1 with 12 zeros. So Internet gave us the opportunity to connect in ways we could never have dreamed possible, and Internet of Things will take us beyond connection to become part of a living, moving global nervous system. These are not my words, but words from Harvard Research 2014. And where does it lead us? Of course, it leads us here. And after that, it leads us here. But of course, it doesn't matter because for our business, what is important is current marketing situation. So if we compare Internet of Things to smartphone market and smart home to smartphone market, we see something like this. See that today we have some a kind of device like this. Maybe some of you remember Palm. So we wait soon that this kind of device, maybe some of you remember Palm Travel, which became crazy popular. We wait for something like this. And after that, will this iPhone ever come to smart home market? Well, most people think that maybe not. Why? Because smart home market is much bigger than smartphone market. It has four big parts. First one is electricity, then climate, then security and media. And each of them has more than 10 small parts, like climate is air conditioning, heating, ventilation, warm floors, and more and more. So the company which makes Uber device will not be enough for all of these markets. So three main mistakes about home Internet of Things markets are like this. Mistake number one, Internet of Things device is always online. Some people think it is. Otherwise, it is not Internet of Things. It is a mistake if Internet of Things device becomes offline. It is still Internet of Things device. So mistake number two, market is now full with old automation systems. Internet of Things devices from consumer market leaders will replace them soon. Here you see some kind of graphic arts about what could thermostat or wall switch from Apple look like. Mistake number 3. People will soon stop being scared. They are now scared of reliability, and they want everything wired, and they are scared about privacy, and they do not want cloud-only solutions. Many manufacturers think that people will stop being scared, and soon all home automation will become cloud and wireless. So these are mistakes, but there are also some facts which you should know. First, 90% of buildings have no automation system. At the same time, in any car, there are up to 400 sensors and actuators. So how does typical control devices in our new 2015 home look like? We have up to 10 remote controls which control lighting, colored lighting, motors, security system, cameras, smart TV, media players, audio, and more. So about 10 control devices today, not in home, but in one room, it is possible to have. So if person wants to have everything from current markets and wants to use this all, he sees a situation like this, and it grows every 3 years. It grows 2 times. So we expect 20 types of controls in 2018. So we have 2 types of automation approach to solve this. First type of approach is installation approach. The sales go only through installer, no programming, and it does not work. And mostly installation type uses acquired systems. Second type is consumer systems, consumer market. Sales go through shops and consumer can install himself, and almost only wireless devices sell it. So another question which is quite often, is every smart home system part of Internet of Things or not? Well, here you can see that Internet of Things is big, smart home is smaller. Inside there we have a consumer market smart home, which is all Internet of Things actually. And we have installation market, which is not all, but mostly Internet of Things. So what is Internet of Things for smart home? Thing which is always online, or the thing which uses IP protocol and can be online, offline, or local network. So we think that the second version is better. Not only online devices can be defined as Internet of Things. Few words about installation automation concept. The question which I hear a lot now: will Internet of Things kill professional installation market? I heard this from some installers. I also heard this on KNX big conference. So will it kill? The answer is quite simple. Actually, I asked people back, did IKEA kill professional designers? They made professional designs and professional furniture and samples available to everyone. Did it kill designers? No. Designers market is still booming in after IKEA. So how much would a client pay for engineering systems now? In many markets, up to 50% of real estate price. So he buys a house for, let's say, $500,000, and $250,000 he could spend on engineering systems, including job and project work and everything. So he will not give this money to shops. He will give this money only to professional people. Okay, so installer gets this money. These are good money, but the installation market is quite strange. And as you see here, project starts in May 2012, and then installer gets money a year later. And then 1 year more, he works on the project. So almost 2 years. This is normal project. This is a real example actually from a real world. But only once he takes big money, and all other time he just spends it. So from this we can find main installation company rules. Main installation company rules. You can only leave if you sell expensive product, and if you sell product unavailable to end user directly. So systems like KNX, Crestron are perfect for this, and Internet of Things new devices like Philips Hue, for example, or Nest are not quite best for it. So if installation company does not follow these rules, it usually dies. Good installer always prefer wired to wireless, fully offline functionality instead of cloud-based functionality, and if device needs no service instead of always updating. So device which updates 2 times a week, and sometimes this update spoils everything, the installer would not need this kind of device. So as you can see, installation market is not dying. Crestron is predicted to have sorry, seem to have a problem with broadcasting. Okay. Okay, so for all of these companies, integrated systems branches grow faster than other branches. So installation market is growing. This is how US market looks. So out of all installers, 59% use Crestron. Here you can see different brands. And European market is 90% KNX. And you see so many manufacturers supporting KNX. Now I guess about 400. So there is another automation concept. It's called consumer automation concept. This is what you can buy or sell in shops. And here are 3 technologies you should pay attention to. First, do not get out of sight the thread group, which we think will become huge. It gets supported by the readers and is compatible with a lot of devices. Also, if TTT, which is just if now, it is a very good rules service, and it is growing very fast into Internet of Things market. Third thing is thinkful.net. Perhaps some of you have seen it, but if not, I would like to show it to you now. So I hope you can see my desktop. And here is a thing called .NET. So in here you can see a map of Internet of Things devices available to public. So many of devices are available publicly, and you can see how many of them may be near your location. So here is where I am now, and you can see here some Netatmo, and you can see the temperature, humidity, pressure, and so on. So many more functions in here. We won't go deeper into it. So these kinds of devices, if you are an owner of it, you can watch its data. If you are not an owner, you cannot do so. Okay. So keep track on thinkful.net. I guess it's going to have very nice functionality. So Z-Wave is a current wireless leader. It is a mesh type of network and has hundreds of manufacturers, easy interconnection for devices by different companies. ZigBee, same mesh network and the good standard, i.e. 802.15, and it has installation market support. Many manufacturers from installation market support ZigBee, but it is hard to interconnect for different manufacturers. So if you buy ZigBee device from one manufacturer, it will most likely not work with ZigBee device from another one. So what about Apple and Google? What if they go to the market? The thing is that Google bought Nest and Samsung bought Smarthome, and Thread, which is supported by Google and Samsung, should combine Z-Wave and ZigBee and IPv6 advantages. And Apple presented HomeKit, and many manufacturers support it now. Apple TV 4 even could become a smart hub. So Apple and Google already dominate markets. If you see 10 most influential Internet of Things companies, you see Apple and Nest and Google in first places. So current consumer market leaders are already there. They already dominate. Nothing to do with it. What they wanted to produce, they are already producing. So both markets grow. Installation market grows for new buildings and homes, and consumer market grows for living homes. Homes where people already live. Internet of Things consumer market leaders start understanding installer market importance. And you see something like this, Nest and installer channel. And Nest tries to go to installer channel. And the installation market leaders understand consumer market importance. Here you can see a product by Crestron for wireless discoverable devices. It's called Crestron Ping. So what about iRidium Mobile? iRidium Mobile is a control solution for connected devices, and it has application for installers. It is called i2 Control. Okay, so I hope most of you know this. And iRidium has editor, where you can see different types of protocols. Okay, and you use drag and drop. method to have graphical user interface on any device. So iRidium has a lot of pre-configured user interfaces which installers can use, and has the widest protocols and platform support in the market. So in blue you see modules for iRidium, which are mostly consumer market modules, devices like Philips Hue and Samsung Smarthome. And on white you see installation protocols. Also Bongo is a new product by iRidium, and it should grow in parallel. How do you understand this concept? Or you add user interface on a panel and then scan devices, find them, add into your user interface. So this is Bongo. And so another new product is Smart Controller iRidium Server. Um, Bongo is not quite similar to Ping. Bongo is a bit different because yes, you can program without software, but Ping requires controller, hardware. And for Bongo, hardware is optional. You can use it as software only. Okay, so this is first thing. And also Ping is compatible with some Crestron devices and maybe some additional. And the idea for Bongo is to be to work with everything. No, it will work with everything. It will work with Z-Wave. It will work with everything you can imagine actually. KNX. It will work with IoT and other things. So the idea is that you can make your own driver for Bongo and upload driver to shop. So we'd like to make a community which will make new drivers constantly. And when something new comes on the market, you can already get the driver because someone would like to earn money from it. Okay, so this is what we plan to do. So Iridium server is a bit different. It is a software for hardware. So we manufacture software, we develop a software, and we take hardware from the market like Evica hardware, HDL hardware, global cache hardware, and we install it there and we sell it as a controller. So we expect to have many versions of Iridium server controllers soon, and the Iridium server can connect different systems. So everything which is compatible with Iridium, let's say AMX and Helix Hue, and you can connect them together. Okay. Also, it supports trends and graphs. So this one is real screenshot which I took myself on my system while having tests of the Iridium server. It also supports logs and alarms. It also supports automation logic in JavaScript. JavaScript is something from internet world, not from automation world, but the Iridium server connects them together. So there are two ways to work with Iridium. The harder way, professional way, IoT control, which will have more functions, and Bongo, which is easy way, but still many functions, and both of them can use a Iridium server. So how classical installation smart home looks like? You have lighting, climate, security, motorization, media, and so on. So you install this, and that's it. Yeah, this is classical system. Well, you install this, and then you don't have to do anything with it. It is finished. So the new approach is like this. On the left, you see that you have installation system, and you finish this, and after that, person starts living in his home and has internet fridge, multi-room audio system which he can buy in shop, maybe Apple Watch or maybe Android Wear, internet toothbrush and internet kettle and so on. So while consumer exists in this world, you can add these devices to your control panel, and you can use Iridium server to connect your installed system to new Internet of Things devices. In Iridium, it is quite simple to add new functionality into your current project. You just take a new module and drag it to your current project, and it is inside. Even if you do not use Bongo, it is quite simple. So if you want to add Sonos module to your current project, you just take Sonos module, drag it to your project, make a link, and it starts working. It searches for devices, it searches for web radio, and so on. Okay. So the last thing is how we see a smart home concept development. We see that home automation is almost ended, and light, climate, etc. in one network is quite standard now. But after about a couple years, standard will become to connected home, where you can have home automation and add cloud application, remote functionality to it. After that, in 2025, we wait for adaptive home, where home can finally give predictions, analytics, and would offer adequate suggestion to something which Nest tries to do now, and some of sensors try to do now, but not very good level. And in 2040, we expect intelligent home, which would be artificial intelligence, and virtual reality, and material reality will become one. digital consciousness will show itself most likely. So this is kind of what I wanted to tell you in this webinar. I hope it was useful. So if you have questions, you can ask now. If not, we wait you for on our other webinars in Academy part on our website. Yeah, you're right. If they need renovation, you can install system. Do you mean thinkful.net? Okay. So I guess first thing is that thinkful.net is a beta version, so you need to wait until it becomes final. And second thing is that it allows you usually to see your own devices, and it will not give you a very wide view of devices which are not yours. So I also do not know